Good morning, or is it good afternoon? Hello, my name's Simon Brown, and I want to spend a little while talking to you about how you can most effectively work in a team. Now, you've probably been working in teams for a long time, and you probably think you're quite good at it, you probably enjoy it, but are you working as a team most effectively? Now, there's been a lot of work done over the years looking at what makes effective teams and how you can encourage people to work more effectively in teams. And what the research shows is that people are more motivated, they're happier when they're performing and working in ways that are natural to them. Expecting a person with a particular personality type to perform well and enthusiastically in a role that's foreign to them or alien to them is not helpful for anybody. So what we're trying to do is help you find out how you work best and what role you are most comfortable adopting when you're working in a team environment. Now, there's been a lot of work, and it all seems to have stemmed from the work that Carl Gustav Jung, a psychologist, did a long time ago. And a lot of work that's been presented and developed since then is based on his so-called personality types. Now, many of you will have come across probably Belbin and his team roles, or the Myers-Briggs type indicator test, which is very popular at the moment with recruitment and selection for employment. And if you're at a university and you go to your careers centre or service, you'll probably find that the university is subscribed to a system that allows you to take some MBTI tests and help you think through what your personality type will be and what employment roles you'll be best suited to. Now, there's a load of other tests, and again, if you use your favourite search engine or Google or whatever it might be, you'll come across these. And there's things like the Mergeris and McCann Insights team management profile, which looks at the roles in effective teams for them. I've had the same, I've had it done for me, and it tells me all sorts of fun things about me. There's another test that I've used that tells me about me. It's the Discovery Insights that were conducted for me, and it's, again, a useful document. But there are a couple of free ones that I've used with students, trying to help them work in teams. And these are the Enterprise Catalyst and the General Enterprising Tendency test that gets 2 tests. And both of these free tests that I'm sure if you search for them you'll find, you can complete, and they'll tell you things about yourself. But it still takes quite a while to perform these. So what I've come up with and what I use is a sort of a stripped down, very stripped down version of an MBTI test, and then trying to link them through to the sort of common themes that come out when you look at these personality types and these personality tests. And so what we're going to do is ask you 4 very quick questions, and each question you have to choose between two options. And from that you will generate a 4-letter code, and that 4-letter code you can use to align yourself to a particular role that you may find that you're more suited to perform. So let's have a look at the 4 questions, and then we'll discuss, based on your 4 answers, what is the preferred role that you will enjoy performing. Okay, so that's the first question. How do you direct your energies? Do you prefer to direct your energy to deal with people, things, or situations? If so, you're an E. If you prefer to direct your energies to study ideas, information, explanations, or beliefs, then record I. Okay, now the next question. So the second question is asking how you go about processing information. So do you prefer to deal with facts, what you know, to have clarity? Are you a realist? Do you live in the here and now? You use the force as a tool, a fission screwdriver. If so, you're an S. If, however, you prefer to deal with ideas, look into the unknown, if you like to generate new possibilities or to anticipate what isn't obvious, you seek what's here as the nature of the force. If so, you're an N. Okay, you're an S or an N. Let's see what the next question is. So the third question is, how do you make decisions? Do you prefer to decide on the basis of logic, using an analytical and detached approach? If so, you're a T. If, however, you prefer to decide using values and or personal beliefs, then record an F. Okay, let's see what the next question is. So this question is, how do you go about organising your life? Do you prefer your life to be planned in a stable and organised way? If so, J. Or do you prefer to go with the flow, to maintain flexibility and respond to events? If so, P. So that's your final question. How do you organise your life? J. Do you prefer your life to be planned in a stable and organised way? So it's a J. Or if you prefer to go with the flow and maintain flexibility and respond to events, then it's a P. So we've had a look now at the 4 basic questions that the MBTI survey seems to want to look at. And now I want to talk about the key roles that high-performing teams actually require. And there are eight roles. And depending on which particular system you look at, they'll use slightly different words. But every group needs somebody to gather and report information. And these are quite often called advisors. Now, if you want somebody to create an experiment with the ideas that have come from the advisors, these people are often called innovators. You then need key characters who work to explore the opportunities for the idea. What are the opportunities? And these characters are quite often called promoters. Then you have people who are keen on assessing the viability of the new idea. And these people are quite often called developers. If you need somebody to find ways to make it happen, then these characters are quite often called organisers. And if you're looking for somebody who can bring the idea, bring it to the market, these are the producers, to produce the things to go to market. If you want to control how it is made, then these are inspectors. And if you want somebody to safeguard your standards and make sure it's consistently well produced, then these are called maintainers. So here are the 8 roles that high-performing teams require. Advisors to gather and report information, innovators to create and experiment with ideas, promoters to explore the opportunities for the new idea, developers to assess the viability of the new idea, organisers to find ways to make it happen, producers to bring it to market, inspectors to control how it's made, and maintainers to safeguard standards. What we will do now is look at the 4-letter code that you've created and try and see if we can best link your 4 letters to the roles that high-performing teams require. So there's quickly shown the 4-letter codes, and there's a number of permutations. So if from your 4 letters you had an E, an N, an F and a J, or an E, an N, an F and a P, we'd say that you fit into the role of an advisor. If you were I, N, F, J, or I, N, F, P, then we'd say you're an innovator. If you are E, N, T, J, or E, N, T, P, then we'd say you're a promoter. If you're an I, N, T, J, or an I, N, T, P, you're a developer. If you are an ESTP or an ESFP, then we'd say you're an organizer. If you were an ISTP or an ISFP, we'd say you're a producer. If you were an ESTJ or an ESFJ, we'd say you're more suited to being an inspector. And if you're an ISTJ or an ISFJ, we'd say you're probably closer to being a maintainer. So there are the 4-letter codes that relate to the key roles. We'll show you the slide again, and then we'll talk a bit more about what you can do with this information. Okay, so we've now got our 4-letter codes, and you've seen which is your preferred role. What you'll find is that typically you've got more maintainers and inspectors in your group than you have the creatives. And so your role will be to try and look at who's in your team, what their skill sets are, and try and invite people that are closest to the creative side to take on those roles. Or where there's a gap, try and find somebody to take on the role and role play that. It's not easy. You'll be encouraging people to work outside of their preferred style, but you've got to try and get this mix and this balance. And if your team doesn't have those skills, then look outside. Look where else you can go to get those skills and bring those skills into your group. Because the idea is to try and create somehow in your team or around your team that blend, that mix of the skills that make it important to achieve the effective and high-performing teams. Okay, good luck, and I hope this has been useful.